The business of growing and selling medical marijuana, or seed to sale, has to all be done within the state. That's because it's still federally illegal, and certain federal restrictions make it much harder to make money off of marijuana.
An act relating to medicinal cannabis.
It was the last day of the session.
We have been here before.
The last chance to keep Kentucky as is.
I see this bill having a lot of flaws.
Or the last shot to make Kentucky.
We have an opportunity to be at the forefront of this growing industry.
The 38th state to allow marijuana as medicine.
Being 66 members voting aye, 33 members voting nay, Senate Bill 47 is passed. Gentleman from Jefferson, 33.
The applause gave way to overwhelming relief for parents, for patients,
we've all accomplished something,
and for politicians.
Finally.
By the next day,
yes, we did.
Excitement.
Today is going to be a good day.
As the governor, Democrats and Republicans gathered together in the Capitol Rotunda.
Are y'all ready? All right, here we go.
For history and for the signing of medical marijuana.
Congratulations.
All right. Into law. All smiles for sure. But then it was time to get down to business. Cornbread Hemp has been in the business of supplying and selling the closest thing to medical marijuana since 2019. CBD.
The fight that we're having right now is the exact same fight we're going to have once THC and marijuana products are fully legal.
Cornbread Hemp argues if CBD products, which are federally legal, are already restricted as non-dietary supplements.
We can't run Facebook ads, we can't run Instagram ads, we can't sell on Amazon.
Just imagine the hurdles marijuana in Kentucky will face, because it's still federally illegal.
It's very difficult for full-strength cannabis companies to get traction as a business.
And that becomes blatantly obvious at tax time.
I think most people who aren't in the industry yet probably have no idea about 280E.
280E is a federal tax code on items not deductible, specifically expenditures in connection with the illegal sale of drugs. In other words, common and substantial expenses such as advertising, wages and salaries, and travel, which can be deducted by other businesses, cannot for marijuana-based companies.
It literally doubles your tax rate instantly.
Bill Jesse knows a lot about taxes.
I'm a managing partner of Henderman Jesse and Company.
And therefore a lot about the value of deductions for business success.
The taxes will tear them up.
280E, he believes,
they're in the hole to begin with,
is a setup for failure.
You can deduct your cost of goods sold. You just can't deduct any of your operating expenses.
So it's not surprising to you that marijuana-based businesses, even if they're legal in certain states, are struggling?
Absolutely.
Just looking at the large publicly traded cannabis companies, stock prices over the last 5 years tumbled 50, 60, even almost 70%. A share of Curaleaf, for example, peaked at $16.86 in 2021. And Monday, it closed at just $2.96. Despite being burdened with 280E as well, the big companies are still making it work.
It might be just a matter of scale.
Because they have literally tons more product to put on the scales, Jesse figures non-deductible operating costs are less of a tax burden than they are for a small business, one like Cornbread Hemp. So that begs the question.
Why would anybody locally in this state want to start a business when they're already behind the 8 ball when it comes to tax deductions on the federal level?
That's a great question, and that's the same question we're asking ourselves.
The simple answer may be, it's just not the right time. Besides 280E, it's also hard to get a bank loan or even open a bank account.
It's messed up.
That is until things change on the federal level, as they have in 38 states.
People need to reach out to the representatives in Congress. This is about protecting Kentucky farmers and Kentucky small businesses in this process.
A bill called the Small Business Tax Equity Act was introduced in Congress back in 2019, which would allow legal marijuana businesses in states to be exempt from tax code 280E. The bill didn't gain much traction then, but federal lawmakers reintroduced it last month. We'll keep you posted on the progress. John Charlton, WHAS 11, on your side.